Hey guys, this is RinKa Place and we're back at the LumineNight. This is either 5th or 6th episode. Damn, I just checked, but I forgot while I was loading the game. I was thinking if I will have to repeat something or will I continue from where I left off last time. So, we're continuing off from where we left off last time, so that's good. So, let's go into it. Last time, we basically entered the house. Well, from the basement, the living room, if I'm not mistaken. We should be entering that, so let's see. Ben, are you keeping up? Yeah. Quick question, just in case, but don't you smell gas around here? So I wasn't the only one thinking that. If TCS is really trying to set this house on fire... Step aside, I'll take a look before we go upstairs. I could do it. Wait, I actually think William is the TCS, because he knew, well, I think I already said that like 2 episodes back, but I think he's the guy who's doing all of this. Are you really going to make me hide behind you? Hey, come on, let me do something. I really don't think it matters that much. Oh, I would be so honored to lead the way. Please, give me a chance, oh great detective. Alright, go ahead. Not as much. I think it's quiet outside. Well, is anyone out there? Damn, we're late. We're too late. What? Ben, you're not making any sense. Scarlet West, she's dead. What? Yeah, it will definitely be William, because, well, he was in the house with her already, so... Damn, how much time did we spend down there? Ed Payne, you bastard. Calm down, look closely. That's not Scarlet West. What? This... they're, like... trying to make it look like William is trying to make it look like Scarlet West died, so... that they could forge her another identity, I think. It's a mannequin? The floor is covered in oil. This explains why it smelled of gas. What is even going on here? Let's go through these things one by one. I should look through the things in the living room and try to piece together what could have happened. Suspicious scene. Yeah, a mannequin donned with a revealing dress and a red wig. This mannequin is dressed like Scarlet West. It can be a prank. I really thought she was dead. Who could have done this? Why? When? Well, I think I'm completely lost. I can't even imagine what kind of lunatic would do this. A lunatic. What if this was Ed Payne? Do you think he's the type of criminal to do this? I'm not sure. Ed Payne's signature move is destroying the bodies beyond recognition. He usually used knives to kill people so far. He's very disgustingly straightforward. I haven't seen him do anything like this before. Alright, let's inspect the mannequin now. There might be some traces left behind. Glass shard? And this chandelier, I guess it fell from the ceiling. Wow, that's smashed up. It looks old, but I don't think it would have fallen on its own. Maybe someone did something to the chandelier. Okay. Metal fragment? This mannequin's neck is tied to a metal tube of some sort. It's like she hanged herself, something like that, huh? It wasn't a necklace then. I think this tube was broken off from somewhere. Look, it's around her neck. She hanged herself, and this is probably like a suicide letter or something like that. But let's firstly examine this gasoline barrel. The floor's toast with gasoline. One lit match and that Bulldog edition story would turn to real life. But Scarlet West didn't die. Well, you could burn an animal carcass and just say it was difficult to identify, but it definitely is Scarlet West. What? But they won't. There's no way Summerset Police Department would let that slide? At least I will point out the contradictions. Okay, and the last thing is probably is this document, yeah. Wait, this document, it's got the Summerset PD seal. Notice 2. Once you're done with the trap, have the woman wait at Clara. The police chief will meet with Clara bartender at 6 p.m. on October 13th to receive next instruction. Let this document burn along with the mansion. William Russell. After setting trap, I have the woman wait at Clara. Sheriff is to be briefed at 16 for next command? What does this mean? Wait at Clara? What? I think it means the Hotel Clara, the town center. The sheriff. William. You goddamn stacker, you better get ready to starve to death there. Wait, Mrs. West, Hey, what are you doing there? Come on. Don't try to order me around, I'm tired already. We really don't have time for this. The living room. Before we were locked in the garage, William, the sheriff of the Summerset Police Department, was at his house too. Since the note told him to brief for the next command, I'm sure the sheriff isn't working on his own either. Someone could give orders to the sheriff, the mafia. I've never heard of anyone like that in Summerset. He's the highest ranking officer in the Summerset Police Department. It doesn't have to be someone from Summerset. I mean, there would be a ton of high-ranking cops in Pimpstown. High-ranking police. Are you implying that all this is a trap the police set up? I'm not sure what it was for, but if the trap was set to scare whoever would be crawling into the room from the stove, yes, it worked. Huh. Well, I wonder if that was their plan. Shopping bags? These bags are from the department store. The receipt suggests that they are all new. Come to think of it, Scarlet West was shopping a lot these days. She bought loads of suitcases, expensive towels, soap, like she's going to go somewhere. She normally buys shoes or jewels, so I thought that was weird. So you were really tailing her all day? Why, of course. And that's why she thought I was a stalker. What's so bad about that? It definitely beats letting Ed Payne kill her. So that's why we got stuck in this garage. Scarlet West got away too. Well, wouldn't she be with that Sheriff William by now? Maybe that you went on a little trip to help her run away. To help Scarlet run away? So that's why William told me he'll be on a business trip. Why isn't that guy asking, wait, you know William? Something like that. Cupboard? The dressing table is full of expensive jewels and cosmetics. I guess it all belongs to Scarlet West. I don't think Scarlet West knew that someone would set her house on fire. If she did, she would have taken her belongings. Well, or this is part of the plan, so for it to look a little bit more realistic. Sand lamp? The lights were all off from the outside. I guess these smaller lights were left on purpose. I guess the lights make it look more dramatic, at least when we first saw the mannequin. Dramatic. So someone wanted to show this scene to someone else. Maybe they were getting this for the killer? He will climb through the window and go into the giant trap once he sees her on the ground? I don't know. It's a trap. Gnarly, this trap's meant for grizzlies. Why is it next to the window? A trap would be set to catch something. And if it's by the window, there must have been good bait by the window. Oh, this window's open. Really? They were all closed when I was looking at them from the outside. I guess they opened it while we were stuck in the garage. A trap right underneath an open window. I'm guessing that whoever set this trap knew that their target will come in through the window. You wouldn't see this trap from the outside. Then, as soon as you come in, this giant trap will... I would rather not think about that. Yeah, right, time to organize the information I found so far. Scarlet West left this house with the things she bought. The mannequin and the broken chandelier parts on the floor and the giant bear trap set right underneath the open window. The police document states that all of this is part of a trap. These things point to one thing, that is... Yeah, so... Why is it again in Japanese? What the heck? Ultra, I always have everything on ultra. But normally, normal, text speed, controls. Max FPS limit, let's do it at 120. Yeah, cool. I guess I'll have to use a translator to at least know what they're talking about, or is it in English? Well, I guess it should be William Russell. What the heck is happening here? Amazing. Yeah, I'm definitely translating this. What the heck? The target of this trap was... So, it hasn't appeared yet that there was a problem with the trap. That's us, Selen Foster and Ben Clark. No, there must have been another reason for installing it. Let's go, it hasn't appeared yet because the trap isn't like, well, bloody, right? Oh, it's Korean, not Japanese, sorry. The person who created the living scene as shown is William Russell's. Yeah, that's a fact. I should choose correctly. The reason I think so this is happening is... wait. Sheriff's document. Photograph of William and Scarlett are together in this photograph. How did the two know each other? A shattered chandelier. It seems to have fallen from the ceiling. I don't know. Well, these two seem to connect. Let's check. Yeah. He was on this document and stayed with Scarlett West too. I'm sure William the sheriff did all this. Well, I agree. But what do you mean the trap caught nobody yet? The metal tube attached the mannequin's neck with a rope. It was part of the chandelier. Someone hung the mannequin on the chandelier, but it would have been too heavy. I'm guessing the chandelier fell from the ceiling. Oh right, so that's where it came from. I thought this was obvious. This living room trap is as a result of someone's intentions. And what matters right now is to find out what this intention was. If we reconstruct the scene or the result, we will find out where this intention comes from. This is my deduction as to what happened here in chronological order, based on the things that we found from each of the evidence we examined. Okay, so what are we doing? Reconstruct what happened at the scene. Living room trap, select clues from the schematic on the left. So the first thing is Scarlett West left her mansion not knowing what will happen. What the hell am I doing here? No, it should be this one. William left document on the table and left the scene. William opened the window. Well, it should be like one of the last things as well. Or like here. I don't know. Wait. William hung the mannequin on the chandelier hanging on the ceiling. William opened the window. Gas spilled on and the trap was set. Gas was spilled on the floor too. No, so probably Scarlett left her mansion not knowing what will happen. And then William started setting things up. William hung the mannequin on the chandelier, hanging here. opened the window and the trap was set. No, maybe he firstly, yeah, opened the window and the trap was set. Then he left the scene and William hung the mannequin on the chandelier hanging on the ceiling. Ah, okay. It should be somewhere in between then. Wait. William hung the mannequin on the chandelier. This should be the last one. William left the document, yeah. So Scarlet West left her mansion not knowing what will happen. Then William started, well, preparing the scene, right? So he hung the mannequin, opened the window, and the trap was set. So he left the document on the table and left the scene. The chandelier fell on the floor and shattered. I think that's it. Let's check. Cool. 2 in a row. Correct. Without any mistakes. First of all, the trap was set after Scarlet West left the mansion. Considering how the jewels were left in the dressing table, Scarlet West probably didn't know what was about to happen. I guess she's not the type to let other people do this to her living room. After they sent Scarlet West somewhere safe, first they hung the mannequin on the chandelier. Then they set a trap beside the window and doused the floor with gasoline. It would have gotten in the way if they did it any earlier. I guess so. So they followed the document and left it on the table. Then they left. Even the police didn't expect the chandelier would fall to the floor because of the mannequin's weight. Is that the variable that stopped the trap from working? I don't get it. Even if the chandelier didn't break, from the outside it would have looked like a mannequin hung to the chandelier who would break in through the window. After looking at that, it would have looked like that if there weren't the curtains. But with them, only the shadow would have been visible. A long-haired corpse of a woman who looks just like Scarlet West hanging from the ceiling. What do you think Ed Payne would do if he saw his target in a state like that? Wouldn't he at least try to see if Scarlet West is really dead? And he would use the window to come inside. And the police would arrest Ed Payne, who would have tripped the trap? Right. If the Bulldog edition was DCC's attempt to send a murder announcement to the police, wouldn't it make sense that the police would set a trap to arrest him? But what if Ed Payne just went back? At least that way the police could keep Scarlet West safe. But why spray gasoline all over the floor? To make the murderer slip and slide so that the murderer can't run away? That I'm not sure. It really is strange. The document makes it sound like the police are trying to burn down this mansion themselves. Can the cops even do that, like without consent? I'm not sure how much the police knows about TCS or Ed Payne, but it's for certain that Ed Payne will come at some point to kill Scarlet West. Yeah, that doofus would definitely fall for this. So, what are you going to do now, Selen? Me? Well, I think I should head to the Hotel Clara. The sheriff here. He's actually my godfather. I think I should talk to him about the case. Okay, well, get going then. Huh? What about you, Ben? I'll catch Ed Payne here. It looks like a good trap. Shame to let it go to waste, no? What? What are you even going to do? If the trap didn't work because this fell to the floor, all that I have to do is to hang the mannequin back to the ceiling. No, all of that was just theoretical. You don't know if it will actually work. It's not your business. Go back home and get some sleep. No, Go, I'm serious. You're getting in my way. I'm getting in your way? Did it ever come to you that you would still be stuck in that garage if it weren't for me? If you weren't there, we wouldn't be in this situation to begin with. Are you blaming me for... Selen, you know, I told you, I'm going to get Ed Payne, right? I lied. What? You lied? I'm going to kill him. No prisoners. You... So go back. Go and report it to the police for all I care. There is nothing good to see if you stay here. But how? How are you going to hang the mannequin to the ceiling? I'll figure something out. There's no place that you could hang a rope on the ceiling. Yeah, I guess you will stay here until you can make sense of it on your own, yeah? Exactly. Phew, alright. I'll tell you how I'll do that. Then you go home, alright? What comes to my mind immediately is, since this is a wooden mansion, if I go upstairs to the second floor and rip out the floorboards, I could make a hole that leads to the living room. Then I'll thread the rope through that hole and fix it on something on the second floor. Get it? And how are you going to do that? Are you hard of hearing? I'll pull the end of the rope upstairs. So how are you going to do it all alone? The rope here isn't that long. If you want to pull it upstairs, you will need someone who will hold it for you. I get what you're trying to say, but I'm here because I want to know who TCS really is and what really happened 10 years ago. If TCS is Cardwell, the lawyer who sprung Ed Payne from jail, I also have a right to capture Ed Payne using this app and get information out of him. If you're going to kill him, tie him up, beat him to a pulp, and learn everything he knows first. Well, you had your motives too. I'll stop you before you actually kill him, though. I'm not planning on being an accomplice to a murder. Huh? Do as you like. I tried to send you home multiple times, just you know that. Go upstairs already and make that hole. I'll throw that rope for you. Why does it feel like I'm working for her? Hey, Selen, what time is it? Huh? Around 5:30 in the morning, why? Damn. Do you know how long we have been waiting here with this rope? We have been doing this since 3, so it's been around 2.5 hours? Been doing this for pretty long then, I suppose. I guess, but there's no other way. Don't you feel like going home? Not at all. Running out of energy? Do you want to switch places? No, I'm not saying that. I think you should go. That again? I also have the right to interrogate Ed Payne. I'm not going to kill him. I'm going to send him straight to the cops. Get going home. Hey, you're just going to use me for lifting the rope up and now you're going to send me home? I'm not going back. What I was trying to say was... Okay, so he's here, huh? Damn. It worked. It really worked. Ed Payne. Ben, don't leave me here. So the house is immediately on fire? How does this work with him going into the trap? This is what I don't understand. The bear traps somehow set this off? The fire. Ed Payne, you're a dead man. No, Ben, we need to get out of here. Hiding behind the fire won't make me give up. Hey, stop. Don't get in my way. It's done for. He's out of his mind. I need to get him out of here somehow. But how? Lamp? Can I knock him unconscious with this? But he might die from the injury. Oh, whatever. Here goes nothing. Ben, you idiot. What the... Come here. We need to get out of here. Ed Payne will break out through the window before you get there. No. Let's go. Run straight to the front door, right? What if it's locked? Ben, are you alright? Yeah. Phew, you almost died there. Did you even know that? What were you thinking? Why did you just rush in there like that? Your big plan was getting us all barbecued in there. Pipe down a bit. It was a wooden house. The fire spread in seconds. My head. Oh wait, your nose. You smashed my head unconscious. Seriously. Wait. What's wrong, Ben? Wake up. Wake up. Come on. Was it because of what I did, or is it the carbon monoxide? What should I... Hey, come on, Ben. So is this the hospital or the house? The house, okay. Awake yet? Where am I? My place. How are you feeling? I'm fine, but I'm still a bit dizzy. I think it's the carbon monoxide. I was worried that you might have suffered hypoxia. Thank God you didn't. Now that you had some sleep, you will be fine. Yeah, I remember. There was a fire. Why did the fire start? I think maybe the bear trap was also the fire starter. That way the fire would have started as soon as something got caught in the trap. I see. I should have been more careful. Sorry, it's my fault. Staying up in the early morning must have dulled my senses. When I was deducing what could have happened there, I didn't really think. I didn't really try to explain why the gasoline had to be there. I didn't even begin to imagine that the police would have spilled it there to actually start a fire. It's not your fault. We were stuck there all night, so I guess that was why. I wasn't thinking straight. That's it. No, it's not that. I didn't think of it. Maybe I wanted to believe that the police wouldn't stoop that low. You said the sheriff here is your godfather. Yeah, William. He was my dad's partner. He said they have been partners ever since he started being a detective. How's he with you? Is he a good godfather? Now that my dad's gone, he tries to take good care of me. But he never tells me about the important things and keeps things to himself. That's what I think, at least. I see. What did you do while I was asleep? It's already late. Oh, I went to the mansion on the 17th again. Here, look, I got this for you. What's this newspaper? It's today's paper. It's not the Bulldog edition, it's the real one. But it's not very different from the Bulldog edition, is it? But why? Scarlet West didn't die. That was a mannequin. I really couldn't figure out why, so I went back to the scene, right? But then... And all the police were acting as if there was a real murder. Huh, the pigs here aren't any different from those at River Course. We can't be sure yet. Maybe they're still putting up a smokescreen to trick TCS, maybe. The cops are trying to trick TCS? TCS never actually killed Scarlet West, but the paper is saying otherwise. I've never seen any cops who use the death of a civilian as a smokescreen just to catch a single criminal. Yeah, I have no clue what he's thinking. And because I don't, I'll ask him myself. I'm going to Hotel Clara. Did you call him? Your godfather, I mean. Of course I did. He's not picking up. I should talk to him about that, too. Wait, for me. Let's go together. For what? Get some more rest. I'll tell him all about that pain. I've had enough rest. I have slept for more than 12 hours now. What do you think you can do by going there? Even if I don't have anything to do, huh? I can't let a minor just wander around like that, can I? You need a guardian. Huh? What? Why are you laughing? Huh? And who do you think saved you from dying in the fire? Might as well say that I'm your guardian, no? I never knew whacking someone in the head counts as saving. Hey, that's because I didn't have any other way. I told you we had to get out of there right away, but you were telling me to leave you alone and all. What else could I do other than whacking you in the head? And you're saying you could have dragged me all unconscious out of the burning wreck? In a situation like that, I would have had an adrenaline rush. I think so. Maybe. I have spent 24 years living on this earth, but you're seriously the first woman, no, person would try to do me in like that. 24 years isn't that long of a time to speak like that. Anyway, you don't have to follow me around like that. Aren't you looking for Ed Payne anyway? Yes, but there has been a change of plans. That maniac's injured, so he'll try to stay low for a while. And that means rather than trying to smoke him out, not even knowing where he is. It might be faster to help your investigation to get Cardwell, TCS, and then get Payne too. Because Ed Payne is on TCS's payroll? Yeah, simply put, I don't have anything to do right now, and I feel like going to that hotel. You could have said that from the get-go. From the get-go? From the start, maybe? The time is, a bit short, aren't we? No, Hotel Clara from here. No, Hotel Clara isn't that far from here, it should be alright. William should be meeting with the bartender at 6 in the evening, so any time before that should be fine. We should get going when you're ready. So, this apartment was your place, huh? Yeah, why? Is there a problem with it? No, nothing. It seemed like most of the buildings around here are pretty new. This building and the bookstore? Those two are the only ones that looked old. A whole bunch of ivy, too. Well, those two buildings are the only ones that haven't been torn down. 10 years ago, Summerset was a quiet countryside village. But there's Hotel Clara here and all. Wouldn't you say Summerset is a booming town? I mean, Hotel Clara is a 5-star luxury hotel, you know? Well, it's the same brand, but it's only a business hotel. And it was only built earlier this year. I see. Which direction is it towards? To Hotel Clara, I mean. It's to the left from here. So, is there anything to the right? Nope. Okay, sure. Magazine books, XXX, luxury store. What can we do here? This is no place for a store like this to be in. It's not good for teenagers. What's wrong with it? It lights up the place even in the night. I guess teenagers themselves don't really care about it. Yeah. Luxury store. Well, I guess, yeah, let's just head straight there. This is the hotel, yep. Let's go inside. Hotel Clara. First floor lobby. Our apologies. You can get refunds at the reception desk. All guests, please follow the staff's instructions. Huh? Strange. Something's off here. Due to murder at room 2805, if any guest wants to leave their rooms... A murder? Did that guy just say murder? Yeah, that's what I have heard. I don't think we can just ignore that. Of course, room 2805, we should head there right away. Excuse me, miss. Please check out from your room at the reception desk. Sorry, I'm not trying to check out. Oh, thank you. The reception desk, yes? Celine, let's go, the reception desk. What are you talking about? You're not Shh, I don't think we can go in here normally. Let's come up with a plan to sneak inside at the right time. So you're saying we should infiltrate to the second floor? Well, yeah, I guess that's how we should be doing that. Again, a sneaking mission. Oh my god. Well, this time I hope it will be a little bit easier. Right, I think I got a hang of the area here. We should leapfrog. Leapfrog? See that staircase there? We'll take small steps. We'll hide behind the structures and then make our move in intervals. Do you think that will work? They're everywhere around here. They're busy guiding the guests. I don't think they'll notice us, unless we are standing up. Is that how you snuck into the police station? You sound like this isn't your first time sneaking in somewhere. That I won't comment on that. Of course, a detective would have confidence in her plans, but it seems like some employees are standing in place. How are we going to get through them? We tiptoe past them. Well, okay, I guess that's the only way through anyway. Gotta try our best to hide from the employees somehow. I need to get to the staircase at the far end of the lobby without alerting the employees. Gotta make use of any structures I can hide behind. I should tiptoe if I'm trying to walk past an employee who wouldn't move from his spot. Interesting approach, not gonna lie. So how do I tiptoe? I don't know. Wait, well, okay. That guy is standing, not anymore. We can hide now. So how do we tiptoe? I don't know how I wasn't even spotted there, but okay. As long as it works. Wait, I did solve it? Phew, got it, worked. I didn't know it would work, but we got past them somehow. Let's hurry upstairs. They said it was a murder. I'm sure William would be there. Well, at least it was easier than in the police station, that nonsense. I hated that part very much. Room 2805, 2805, 2805. This way, I think it's straight down the corridor to the left. Well, it's good that we know where to go. Again? I didn't expect there will be such many games in this game. Damn, I'm not a fan of these. But I don't think we can do anything about the guy just standing there. We can't just give up now. Anything would do. Something to distract him for a little while. Maybe I should cause a commotion on the first floor. You could sneak inside while I distract them. Well, I think that person would know that all the other employees are on the first floor. I'm not sure if that will make him go downstairs. So even if we distract him, we need to do it on this floor. And I don't think he would leave his spot unless there's something as dangerous as a murder. What could be as dangerous as a murder? Imitation of murder? What about that thing on that wall? Oh yeah, that could work. The fire alarm? Are you saying we should trip it? Then the guy will come running here. He wouldn't be standing there waiting for a different employee to turn it off. But that's wrong. Everyone here would be confused by the murder, and the fire alarm will only make it worse. That employee will run here to turn it off anyway. No, sorry, was drinking the water. Even if we trip the alarm, we don't have a way to get past that employee to open the door. I'll trip the lever and run. You hide over there and go inside alone. You want me to go alone? After all this? I don't know anyone here, but you're the sheriff's goddaughter. You will work something out. Give me some time. I'll see if there is a different way. If you can find a different way, I can be the bait, don't worry. I should see if there is anything in this corridor I could use. Okay, let's see. Well, fire alarm. Wait, what's that? Fixed thumbstack? Oh, there's a thumbstack on the ground. Glad I didn't step on it. This thumbstack wasn't just left on the ground. It seems someone put it here intentionally using wax. But why would someone do this? Right under the fire alarm of all places. Yeah, interesting. So, emergency hammer? There's an emergency hammer. Wait, why do I see a glint on the hammer? A fishing line? I don't think these hammers come with it originally. Who could have tied this line to the hammer? Fire alarm? It's a manual fire alarm. It trips when the lever is pulled downwards. It's a narrow corridor. The employee will notice as soon as the lever is pulled. Ben says he'll be the decoy, but if he does something suspicious right now, it would be difficult for him to get out of the situation considering what has happened at the hotel. Wouldn't there be a way to pull the lever automatically? Well, there would be if we used the string found here. Oh, we're inspecting something else? I think it's a service card the hotel employees use to deliver room service. I guess you can order alcohol and balloons with room service. What's this box here? Dry ice. Hey, Ben, do people put dry ice in alcohol? Haven't you seen it before? They sometimes use it as a decoration, the smoke coming from it is cool in a cocktail. Wait, but swallowing it will be dangerous. Of course. That's why they put a tiny bit in it. Wouldn't a tiny bit still be fine? Would a tiny bit still be fine? A fingernail-sized slice of dry ice will still make a lot of smoke. I was saying if it's fine to eat. So that's how some people use dry ice. It sublimates in room temperature to turn into gas, which has a larger volume. So what else, trolley? I think I could hide behind this car. Car? It's a cart. She said car, didn't she? Behind this car. Yeah, nice. It would be best if I could hide here and run to the room 2805 door as soon as the employee walks past. But I can't come here to hide after I pull the lever. The corridor is too narrow and the employee will definitely notice me. I think I have a rough feel of what to do. I should organize my thoughts now. To get inside room 2805 while the employee is distracted by the fire alarm, I would have to be hidden already by the time the alarm is tripped. Which means the one who pulls the alarm would not be able to go inside 2805. If there wasn't a different way, one of us would have to give up here. But if we can manage to trip the alarm remotely without touching it, both of us could sneak into the room 2805. Maybe if I can use the things someone left around the fire alarm to my benefit. How long do I have to wait? I don't think we can wait here forever. I have an idea. We'll distract the employee with the fire alarm. So that really was the only way, huh? But I won't be going alone. Huh? And how would that work? So the way it's going to work is... I trick simulation remote lever pull. I should come up with a device that automatically trips the fire alarm. What the hell is that? I don't even understand. Oh, that's a balloon. Yeah, this has to be tied here. Okay. Start over, not from here, I guess. So what does this balloon will do? No. So if we move the balloon here, no. What the heck? Dry ice. Nothing's happening, great. I don't understand. Dry ice. The dry ice will sublimate and go into the air. So if a balloon is here and then the dry ice is here. Okay, something like this, I guess. If... Nope. Like this. And this then. And then something like this could work. Yeah, I guess so. You know what? It just doesn't make sense. The employee is standing right there, next to it. Next to them, next to the cart. Or car, how the game said. He will definitely in real life would see that someone is going up to him and hiding behind the cart. And he would definitely see throughout, well, the whole floor. So, yeah, it's a little bit dumb, I guess, that even, well, someone is standing there. And illogical, but yeah. Like this, how's that? The remote lever pull, how's that for a trick? I honestly wasn't expecting much, but this is a much more elaborate than I thought. This will help us both get inside the room after hiding behind that cart without being noticed by the employee. A thumbtack? Did you bring it? No, I don't know who did it, but it was already stuck to the floor. Someone stuck it to the floor using wax. But why? I'm only guessing, but someone could have used this trick before. Used this trick? The remote lever pull, I mean. The fishing line, thumbtack, and the balloon and the dry ice. Don't you think it's a bit too much of a coincidence? I mean, yes, it is weird. I have a feeling that it might have something to do with what happened inside that room. I guess we'll find out once we get there. Right. You came up with the trick, so I'll get in place. So go hide there somewhere. So I'll get it in place. Alright. Good luck. Yeah, so the employee is just standing basically, well, not too far from me. And okay. Anyway, I somehow just decided to trip a fire alarm out of nowhere. I guess it won't be an issue. The employees on the first floor are doing a good job guiding the guests. If the alarm just goes off for a moment. Selen, I'm ready. Now we wait for the balloon to pop, right? Yeah, it will pop soon. It's dry ice, so... So it's also saying, you know, once you hear a fire alarm, you just don't go up and, well, I don't know, disable it. You first have to learn if there was actually some kind of fire going around or not. So, because it might be compromising safety, you know, so I don't know, yeah, weird. It worked, the plan worked. Let's go inside already, come on. Yep, exiting this and moving inside, sure. And why is there no police yet here? Oh, there is someone. Hotel Clara, room 2805. So this is the police. William, you're here, aren't you? What? Who let you in here? Officer Gregory, well, this isn't William. Where is William? Sheriff William Russell. I told you to stop anyone from coming in. William, did he not come here after the murder? He must have been here somewhere. I'm sorry, there must have been an employee at the door. I'm William's goddaughter. And you're his goddaughter, not a policewoman. Of course, I'm not a policewoman. Hey, who told you to talk to Detective Foster like this? What? Huh, you cops called us over, so we came straight here. You can't treat us like this, can you? What? That's nonsense, we have never called a detective. The sheriff asked for one. What? Sheriff Russell? He said he would have to talk to the bartender around 6 and that he's delegating us all of his authority. What was he even thinking? The time, it's already 6:02. If William isn't here right now, does it mean that he really went to see the bartender like the document said? To receive next instruction. Well, yeah, I guess. Is that really more important than the murder? Seriously, if we weren't detectives the sheriff specifically asked for, why would the hotel staff even let us through here? Ah, I get it now. You two are real detectives that William called for? Hey, Ben, you just lied, right? This is what we call a silver tongue, young detective. She asked a question if he lied? Like, what? Well, he definitely lied, you know that you're not a detective, right? And he isn't one as well. Do you now feel the need for a guardian? Helper, not a guardian. I'm the detective, and you're my assistant. Oh, of course, as you wish. You're telling me this kid is a detective? This is a prank, isn't it? Why would the sheriff have a kid here deal with a murder? I told you, William is my godfather. You underestimate what the great detective of Summerset, Selen Ow. Cut the crap. Her godfather knows how good she is because he's known her for a long time. Huh? This is no place for nepotism. This is a serious problem. If Mrs. Foster wasn't a great detective, why would I, capable, handsome young man with a bright future ahead of me, be working as an assistant to a tiny girl like this? Oh great, he was obviously just waiting for this moment. Why would he suddenly do this? Now, let's cut the chatter and get to work. We really can't waste any time. A person died, right? First, I would like to hear what happened here. Phew, oh well, I'll make it quick. Listen up. A few moments ago, around 17:30, an employee at this hotel found a dead person in this room. Luckily, I was staying at room 3805 and decided to come downstairs. I investigated the scene thoroughly. I concluded that the victim could have committed suicide or, this man right here killed him. What? Him? I didn't do it. I don't even know how to shoot. Come on. Huh, that's no proof. You just need to pull the trigger. I really didn't do it. Please trust me. Wait a minute. Why do you think he is the murderer? Better have him tell the story, I guess. Hey, James, was that your name? Yes. Go on, say what you did and saw again. I'm telling you, you best not think about changing your story up. Oh, of course. So, around 5:15, someone from a credit card company visited the reception desk. I was wondering what the matter was, but the person said it's because of a card belonging to Samantha Mayer, who was staying in the hotel. The representative said the card was under a false name and shouldn't exist, somehow. So since Mr. Samantha Mayer was staying at 2805 right here, I decided to go upstairs because of the card, I mean. She's got to pay for her stay, right? But when I knocked on the door, I heard a gun being fired inside. And then I knocked and knocked, but there was no reply. So I thought, I don't know what this is, but this must be a big deal. I went back downstairs, called the security team and opened the door, and I found a corpse. So you opened the door around 5:30, yes? That's right, yes. So there was a 15-minute gap between when you heard a gunshot and when you called the security team upstairs? So nobody was guarding 2805 during those 15 minutes, is that correct? Well, yes, there was nobody. I went there alone. After I went downstairs, there was nobody there. Do you get it now? If this employee is telling the truth, Samantha Mayer committed suicide in her room. But it's also possible that within those 15 minutes, this employee right here opened the door, went inside and shot the woman dead. He wouldn't need 15 minutes for that. And I think that during those 15 minutes, once he went downstairs, someone else just left the room, and it's probably William, and it will be Samantha. What was it? Well, that girl at whose apartment we were just at. I think that's the girl at the house, I mean. I didn't do it, please, trust me. But the other employees seemed to believe it was a murder. If it's not clear if it's a murder or a suicide, why is everyone saying that it's a murder? How would I know? People always remember the sauciest details. Someone died and it could have been a murder. Then people just go around saying it was a murder. I think I should take a look at the scene. May I? Whatever. Take as many looks as you like. It won't change a thing. Selen, are you sure you're going to be okay? There's going to be a real corpse inside. You can stop now if you want to. You don't have to see that for yourself. Huh? What are you so worried about? I've got a stronger stomach than you think. Have you seen it before? A corpse, I mean. Not yet, but not yet. Not yet. Normal people go on their lives without ever seeing a corpse. I told you, right? I'm not playing detective. I'm not looking away, no matter how terrible or scary it is. Detectives exist to uncover truths and solve problems. Come to think of it, the sheriff, your godfather, isn't here. Why don't we just leave the scene to the cop there and go look for him? Hey, come here, I need to cuff you. You're going to the station one way or the other. Please, officer, I'm really innocent. I've got 3 kids. No, I can't just let something like this go as if nothing happened. And either way, until this situation is resolved properly, we would have to sneak past all the employees looking for William, and that's not going to be easy. Well, okay, if you insist, I won't stop you. I told him I can do it, but I should really be careful from now on. You know what? I also don't get it. They're just chatting around in the room, in a hotel room, which is not that big. So basically, she is standing right here. The officer is here, and then this guy, Ben is standing here then. So it's like a teeny whiny, I don't know, distance to the cop. He should be able to hear everything, and they're just discussing how they're not actually the detectives and etc. etc. This also doesn't make that much of a sense. But yeah, I told him I can do it, but I should really be careful from now on. Someone just died here. I can't waste any time or make any mistakes. Take a deep breath. Phew. I should inspect the corpse and the traces in the room. So, ebony safe. Guessing this hotel room could have stored their valuables in this safe. I've never seen a safe made out of ebony. Luxury hotels are expensive for a reason, huh? What's this behind the safe? It looks like a fountain pen, but it's burnt. A fountain pen? This? Look, this end of it looks like a tip. And there's a bunch of ash around it too. So it must mean that someone burned a fountain pen on this table. But why would a person even do that and when? Anyway, I think I've seen this thing before. Is it a common design for fountain pens? No, the contrary, actually I've never seen a fountain pen that looks like this. Oh, where have I seen this before? So it's from the mansion, probably. It's room. Hotel Clara room, this room's key. That key is proof that this room was a locked room. The key was inside the room. The door and even the windows were locked shut. There's no way outside from this room. Therefore, if she did not commit suicide, the first one to find the body would have been the culprit. Those two are the only possibilities. I really didn't do it, officer, please. Is this the only key to the room? Yes, that's right. There's technically two. We give one to the guest and we keep a spare key as well. So, you use the spare key to get inside the room? That's right. Isn't there a chance someone could have stolen the spare key? I don't think so. The spare key is hung up on the wall of the reception desk. People who walk past the desk can see it. The staff are there around the clock. If someone had taken it, we would have known. When you first found a body in the room at 5:30, were there any other employees with you? Yes, 2 other colleagues came upstairs with me. And we found she was dead, Mrs. Samantha, I mean. But when I said I have knocked on the door 15 minutes ago, Officer Gregory said I should stay here. I really didn't do it. That's strange. If he's telling the truth, I don't see how he could have been the murderer. There's nothing strange about this. If he could come up in here, he would have had to use the spare key before the body was first found, but it's impossible to do that without other people noticing. Funny. You trust this guy? I didn't lie. He says he's not lying. Miss Goody Two Shoes Detective, let me tell you exactly how this murderer right here unlocked the door. Actually, how he left the key inside here. How's that? Are you saying the murderer left the key inside the room? When this murderer came inside, pretending as if he was the first one to the scene at 5:30, while the other staff were confused and panicking from the smell of the blood and gunpowder in the room, this sneaky murderer left the room key that he stole from Samantha Mayer on the table right here. What are you talking about? He had the key to room 2805? Yes, so he was lying when he said he knocked on the door 5:15 and heard a gunshot. He had long killed Samantha Mayer and had been waiting for the right time to report the crime after leaving the scene and locking the door. Only the first person who found the body could secretly leave the key at the scene and make it look like a locked room. No, I didn't. I really didn't. Shut up. Stop crying. What did you say when I asked the staff who first found the scene if they have seen the key when they entered the room? You said you didn't have the time to notice it, and nobody saw if there was a key on the table as soon as you lot got in here. Well, that was because it was like that. Of course we had to check on the guest. Well then, when exactly did you first find out that the room 2805 key was on the table? Of course, that's when I first came inside to investigate this dastardly murder. Nobody knew where the room key was before the investigation started. I see. This is valuable information. Huh. Now you're quiet because you don't have anything to say. Well, he could be the murderer as well because once he started investigating, then the room's key appeared. Right? So, I think let's inspect the corpse. This is Samantha Mayer. The entire bed is drenched in blood. A bullet entered her head while she was lying down. I should inspect the corpse closely. Bullet hole? The hole here. It must be from a bullet. What happened here? Maybe the bullet shot at Samantha Mayer's head when the employee knocked on her door wasn't the only one fired. Excuse me, was the bed always like this? I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I follow. Look here, it looks like someone shot a gun at the bed. Eek, I have never seen this before. You said you heard one gunshot when you knocked on the door, yes? Yes, I only heard one, and I ran downstairs as soon as I heard it. Do you remember hearing another gunshot over the 15 minutes you were away from the room? Well, I'm not sure. Maybe there was another gunshot and none of us heard it. Was there anyone who thinks they heard another gunshot? No, but only I heard a gunshot 5:15 anyway. And it's a bit difficult to hear the noise from a different floor. The soundproofing is quite nice in this hotel. 2 bullets were fired inside this room. One was fired when the employee knocked at 5:15, but when was the other bullet fired and why? Noises coming from inside the room can be heard unless someone was walking past it. But still, there's always a chance that someone could have heard it. The murderer couldn't have shot it whenever he felt like it. It would have been shot after the murderer made it sure that nobody was around. When could that have been? Pocket? What is this sticking out of her pocket? A small umbrella. Hey, Ben, do you know what this is for? Oh yeah, it's a little umbrella for a cocktail. A cocktail, you say? Where did you find it? Here, it was in Samantha Mayer's jacket. In one of the pockets? I guess she had a drink somewhere and took it with herself. Would you do that? No, not normally. But some people might lift a thing or two when they're drunk. Lift something? Well, it's not exactly a crime, but they might take a little umbrella like this or something of the sort. Drunk antics. Did Samantha Mayer drink before she died? Well, yeah, that's a question, I guess. So, the hand? She holds a pistol in her left hand. Wait, but the umbrella is in the right pocket, so she's actually, I think, right-handed then. Because you would basically take that thing with your main hand, well, not necessarily, but more likely, and store it in your, well, main pocket, which by main pocket I mean in the same side with the hand, which you mainly use. She holds a pistol in her left hand. If she shot herself with this gun, it would be logical to conclude Samantha Mayer committed suicide, but her hands are too clean to think that she shot herself. If she fired the gun in her head while laying down, it should have been covered with the gunpowder, residue, and blood. Her clothes, the pillow, and the blanket is all drenched in blood, but her hand is clean. Okay, that's logical as well. Head? She was shot in the head and died instantly. I can't see any signs of her resisting or any other wounds. It looks like a suicide, but if she was killed, a murder, all the while Summerset has been in an uproar about the article on Scarlet West. Could it really be said that Samantha Mayer's death is completely irrelevant to TCS? Who knows? Okay, what else? Booklet. This is a room service menu. So she ordered this one? Limited seasonal drink. The Sunset Valley admire the waterfall over the sunset. Aha, the orange cocktail matches up with the dry ice waterfall. I thought alcohol was just alcohol. I guess some cocktails are a bit more artsy than others. So that's what the dry ice was for. Room party package? Party balloon set for a happy anniversary? So that's why there were balloons in the cart in the corridor. It wouldn't have been difficult to get the balloons if someone was just staying in this hotel. Okay. Things on the table. That's Samantha Mayer's bag on the table. I should see what's inside. Notepad. There's a notepad and a pencil. It's probably complimentary. I guess Samantha Mayer wrote something saying as to how it's on the table like this. Maybe? I would be good if we could see what she wrote. We could check. Check it? How? A little bit of pencil lead on the paper will do the trick. Any intents made by writing will not be covered with lead. You got a pencil here. Give it a try. Right, only a little bit. So, yeah. I brought what was promised. Rendezvous. What the heck? On the 12th, 11 p.m. via the hotel bar. 11 p.m. 12? Samantha Mayer met someone last night at the hotel bar. Huh. I wonder what she was doing with that person. Yeah, who could have she given the promised things to? I should see if someone saw Samantha Mayer and the person she was supposed to meet at the hotel bar around 11 p.m. last night. Okay, so cigarette pack. It looks like a cigarette pack made out of steel, but it's empty. It's covered in ink. Wait, I think I've seen this emblem somewhere. Wait, Hamal? I'm sure I read about it in Bruce Wigg's journal. He said he got a pack from Cardwell. Did Samantha Mayer have something to do with Bruce Wigg? Well, I don't know. We'll see. Ink bottle? I think this ink bottle leaked. That would explain why the bag was like that. The ink's already dried up. This means that the bottle leaked some time ago. I'm guessing that the bottle leaked while she was carrying the bag before she got to the hotel and it smeared the insides with ink. Might be. What about the pistol? There's a gun in the bag. It's the same type as the one on the floor. But why is this gun clean? It's almost like the gun was put inside the bag after the ink already leaked. Well, yeah, that's true. And why is there another one on the floor? There's a gun and a few bullets on the windowsill. I suppose this gun and the bullets would have belonged to Mrs. Meyer. Yeah, she must have carried it in her bag. She seems to be well armed for a person who was about to commit suicide. The gun all look the same. Isn't this the service weapon for Summerset police? Yeah, it's a common model. So was she like undercover police or something? Yeah, let's inspect the window. A large window. Could a guest inside this room open these windows? Oh yes, of course. It was closed when I opened the door, though. So the latch is on the inside of the window. This means that the murderer couldn't have left through the window. Once the murderer leaves, he wouldn't have been able to adjust the latch. Okay. Is there anything else? We haven't spoken to them, let's do that. I have some things I would like to ask this employee, but maybe I should collect more information first and then ask him everything in one go. Detective. I'm sorry? Do you think I'm the murderer? I don't want to jump to any conclusions before it's really not me, detective. I really wanted to keep working here. I always got to work on time and I even volunteered to work overtime. I see. I've got 3 kids to feed, detective. 3. Why would I kill a person? Okay, please calm down. I'll try to set everything straight, alright? Please tell us who the real murderer is. I think I should first inspect the scene thoroughly and then talk to this employee for more information. Wait, but I did inspect everything, right? Yeah, I think so. Well, I haven't spoken to this guy yet. Would there be something inside the bathroom? Stop right there. Stand back. You're not going in there. What? Why? Is there a reason why I shouldn't? The bathroom is still wet. That means it hasn't been long since the victim left it. Oh, I see. I would like to see the inside if I may. No. Trotting inside there will destroy valuable evidence. That's nonsense. We're just looking. What evidence are we going to destroy? You youngsters think you can say anything, don't you? Well, yeah, I think he's covering something up. The first rule of investigating a crime scene is to keep it intact. Do you get it? Not even a single drop of water can evaporate under my watch. Well, water just evaporates, can evaporate on itself, so... You were fine with us being anywhere other than the bathroom. If you really want to know, I'll tell you. There's nothing of note inside, nothing. If there is something, it's probably something only detectable through ultra-fine professional scientific analysis. Ultra-fine professional scientific analysis? That's nonsense. And that's a job for the police, which is why nobody can enter the bathroom before the real detectives come. That's a load of hogwash. That's a load of hogwash, huh? Whatever. Anyway, it's off limits. There really doesn't seem to be anything notable. So, are we talking with him now? So, first of all, what's your name? Me? I'm James. I have a few questions for you, Mr. James. Do you mind? Go ahead. What I want to ask you is... Oh, so I get to choose. Okay. What happened at Discovery? What's Discovery? Discovery Channel? Can you tell me again about what happened when you first opened the door and found the corpse? This time, please make sure you don't leave out any details, Mr. James. I would like to know everything you saw and heard. Everything? Okay. Like I told you, as soon as I heard the gunshot, I first went downstairs to the first floor. I then told what happened to my colleagues who work in the lobby with me and my manager. Then we took the spare key upstairs. I did expect something horrible as soon as I heard the gunshot, but the stench of the blood and gunpowder was... And then the three of us rushed inside the room, and she was on the bed like that. This has never happened here, so we were starting to panic. We then decided to leave the room and call the police after letting the others know. Then after you found the corpse, you didn't have time to look around the room, did you? Of course not, we didn't have the time for that. But if I knew I would be considered a suspect, I should have seen if the key was there. You talked to Officer Gregory as soon as he found the body, right? Who of the three employees called him down here? I did. I thought he would be the first to get here. You dug your own grave. What I want to ask you is... what Samantha Mayer did. Do you know when Samantha Mayer checked into the hotel? Oh yes, she checked in yesterday evening. She checked in a bit after 8 in the evening and went to her room. Is there someone who saw what Mrs. Mayer was doing after she went inside her room? I'm not sure. I was at the lobby, but I don't remember seeing her. I don't think she came downstairs to the first floor. The first floor? The bar is also on the first floor, right? That's right. There's a bar on the first floor, and there's also a restaurant. Pretty much everything is down there. Wait, that's strange. Then where is the sheriff? He wasn't there on the first floor. Well, the document said he will meet with the bartender, so it doesn't have to be at the bar, does it? What I want to ask you is... hotel atmosphere before the incident? Sure, that seems strange. Did you notice anything strange in the hotel yesterday or today? Well, that's like a normal question then, but it was formulated strange. Hotel atmosphere. Like, it should then go like, did you notice if the hotel atmosphere was nice when she got here? Yeah. So, today, before we found out what happened at room, Anything strange? No, not really. Did you notice anyone strange, or do you remember something unusual happening? Unusual. Oh, right, I remember. Last night, the fire alarm on the second floor went off. I thought it was it was stripped itself again earlier, right before when you came here. Wait, it went off? How? When did it go off and how? Well, it suddenly malfunctioned around midnight. There wasn't a fire or anything. It's a relief that Officer Gregory here turned it off and everybody was confused. Oh, you heard that Officer Gregory was staying at room 3805 right above here, right? He said he heard a noise and came downstairs, then figured out the fire alarm was malfunctioning. He was waiting right in front of the fire alarm to tell us that it was a malfunction. Why bring that up now? It's not related to the case in any way. Yeah, he's trying to hide it and hide something else as well, I think. Yeah, sounds fishy. Not related? I don't think so. The fire alarm on the second floor is closer to Mrs. Mayer than you, since she was staying at room 2805 and you were staying at room 3805. The fact that you were the first to reach the fire alarm means that Mrs. Mayer was not capable of hearing the alarm blaring. Oh, that makes sense. Huh, she could have been sleeping, or she was somewhere else. How did you know it was not a fire but just a malfunction? It doesn't take a genius to know that. I'm a police officer for a reason. He didn't explain it. The fire alarm malfunctioned around midnight and Officer Gregory, who was staying at room 3805, turned it off. Things are falling into place too well for a coincidence. What I want to ask you is... room service. I'm guessing room service is only available for guests who have booked a room. That's right, you only provide room service to guests who stay in a room, yes. I see, I looked at the menu just now and I noticed that you also provide some party balloons, is that right? You're talking about the room party package, that's right. I didn't think the hotel would prepare those things for the guests. How delicate. Huh, it's a bit of a special thing for us. And I assume the limited offer cocktail Sunset Valley is also available through room service. That's right, that cocktail is quite popular here, so the guests always want it too. So, that's a bit of a bonus perk for our guests, you could say. But, is the version of the cocktail you order through room service identical to the one you serve at the bar? I noticed that a unique thing about the Sunset Valley is the dry ice waterfall and the umbrella decoration. Of course, all we need to do is to put a slice of dry ice and the umbrella decoration on the drink. It's simple. We take the dry ice with us when we take it for room service and serve it in the same way we do at the bar on the first floor. And what was it like yesterday? Did any guests order the Sunset Valley? Of course. As a matter of fact, Officer Greg... What? What are you talking about? But you ordered it around 10 p.m. yesterday, and you also ordered the party balloons. I remember taking them up to your room myself. Ah, okay, so... Damn, he's the one why the cart is outside here on the second floor, right? An employee should not be talking about a guest's private matters like that. Eek, I'm sorry. Room service records hardly count as a private matter, though. A person died here. This much information isn't much to ask for, is it? Did anyone else order the Sunset Valley yesterday other than Officer Gregory? Did anyone from room 2805 ordered it? Yes. That cocktail is really popular. All guests usually order at least one. I don't think the guests at room 2805 ordered anything, but there were plenty of orders. At least 30, I think. So, it really wasn't a private matter, was it? Not ordering it would have been weirder if anything. That's right. So why mention my name? I don't have anything to do with it, do I? But you ordered party balloons too. Were you staying with someone else in your room, officer? It's not illegal to blow balloons alone, is it? I'm sorry, but you're long past the age where you should be blowing balloons alone. Well, I just don't like parties. Yesterday was a special day for me, so I had a little thing by myself. You got a problem with that? None whatsoever. Do you remember if any other guests ordered the party balloons except for Officer Gregory, who was staying at room 3805? The balloon, I'm sure room 3805 was the only room that ordered the party package. What? No way, there are hundreds of guests here. But the balloon, not a lot of people order it. You were the only one who ordered it over the last few weeks. Don't just gloss over it like that. Give it some serious thought. You were talking about how some things were private matters and all. If the only guest who ordered the balloon was the one staying at room 3805, I guess it does count as a private matter, unlike the cocktail. Did you hear that? You would better think of something for the sake of my privacy. There really wasn't anybody. What do you expect me to say? Officer Gregory ordered balloons and a cocktail with dry ice around 10 p.m. on the 12th. That's important information. I think the pieces are falling into place. I think this is all I wanted to ask him about. Detective Foster, how is the investigation going? Are you seriously going to call me that from now on? I'm just your humble assistant, Detective Foster. Forget it. Well, this room was what they call a locked room, so there are two things that could have happened leading to Samantha Mayer's death. Samantha Mayer could have locked the doors herself and committed suicide. The key was found inside the room, and simply put, this is the most plausible explanation for everything. She could have committed suicide out of fear, with the hotel employee coming to ask her about the credit card and all. She could have fired a test bullet at 5:15 when the employee knocked, and then she could have fired the real one while the employee was away. But there's a key factor that shows the flaw in this deduction, which is... Okay, so the reasoning behind this: Samantha Mayer did not commit a suicide. Samantha Mayer's left hand, she had a gun, but there's hardly any gunpowder. Yes. Well, that's probably one of the major things. And the other one was shot in the head with one bullet and died immediately. Another bullet hole, not from one, was, I don't know, a pen? But why would that matter? Bullet hole in the bed? Huh. I don't know. Oh yeah, those two should be connected then. Yeah, let's go with those. Yeah. Although Samantha Mayer died instantly from the gunshot to the head, her hand holding the gun had no traces of blood nor gunpowder. If she had committed suicide, it would only make sense that both the gun and hand would be drenched in blood, but it's not. This would mean that whoever killed her set up the scene so that it looks like a suicide scene. I agree, even I noticed a few strange things about that, how she's holding the gun and how it looks like there wasn't any recoil. If she pulled the trigger while she was laying down, the scene wouldn't have looked like this. So, that leaves us with the second scenario. The murderer made the scene look like a locked room. Was that what you were getting at? The key and all? I don't think James did it. Officer Gregory got it all wrong. James was working with the other employees on the first floor. I don't think he had the time to kill her, nor does he have a good motive. Then, do you have a different suspect? Someone who would have had a reason to kill her? I'm trying to narrow down who could have committed the crime during the time frame. The motive comes after that. The time frame? Do you mean 5:15 when the gun was fired? I noticed from the scene that 2 bullets were fired inside this room. Once at the bed and once at Samantha Mayer's head. That makes 2, yes. That's right, but there was only one audible gunshot. Where do you think the bullet James heard hit? The bed or Samantha Mayer's head? And why did nobody hear the other bullet? When could have it been fired? So let's find the answer to these questions. Okay, so select the time. Oh, damn. View all. When the gun was fired on the bed. Huh, I think it was firstly fired onto the bed. Wait, I need the notes. When did she report? That guy reported here. Brucewick diary. Wait, profiles maybe here. Where's that guy? Anton James is extremely nervous. Has never been considered for promotion. Ha 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 ha. Wait, so let's check this then. I'm trying to narrow down who could have committed the crime. I'm trying to find where they said that time. It was something 5 something. I thought I will not have to remember well details like this. Ordered balloons and a cocktail at 12. Yeah. I do not know why does that matter. Party balloon, but you ordered it around dry ice, midnight. Oh, wow. The gun was shot at 17:15. Well, I think, yeah, let's go like that. Well, firstly, this one was shot and then the second one was shot. I don't think this is right. I should think about it again. What? So the other way around? So, firstly, it hit the body? I don't think. What? But I don't have any other choices, do I? Lounge time. I can go with 12. I know what happened. 17:15 here and 12 here. Nobody said they heard a second bullet, but the fire alarm malfunctioned close to midnight on the 12th. So what I think happened is that Gregory firstly killed the woman. Someone killed the woman when Gregory pulled the fire alarm. And then the mattress shot was just a fake one to get the worker's attention. And now he's trying to frame that worker that he did it. Nobody said that they heard a second bullet, but the fire alarm malfunctioned close to midnight on the 12th. What if the incident at midnight wasn't the fire alarm malfunctioning, but an intentional trick the murderer used? Just like how we used a trick to pull the lever from far away to distract the employee, we couldn't have come up with that trick if there wasn't a fishing line and thumbtack there. The murderer made a loud noise at midnight using the same method. And he could have fired as many bullets as he liked while the alarm was blaring. So it begs the question, where did those bullets hit? I wouldn't think that the bullet fired at 5:15 when James knocked on the door would have killed Samantha Mayer. That leaves too many contradictions. Considering how she didn't seem to have resisted, I believe the murderer shot a gun at the victim who was laying down on the bed. There would have been enough time for the murderer to do his job. But it's strange that a murderer would have shot a gun when it was clear that after James visited, he would have heard the noise and would have brought other employees upstairs. And the criminal wouldn't have known how many employees would be in the corridor either. If James wasn't the only employee that came for Samantha Mayer, and if one of them were guarding the door after the gunshot, until the door is open with a spare key, the murderer is sitting duck. It's not logical nor well planned, and it doesn't explain why the murderer would have shot a gun at a bed at midnight. James would have thought that Samantha Mayer would have been alive since he heard a gunshot as soon as he knocked and then found her a corpse. But what if we imagine that Samantha Mayer had been dead for longer? What if the murder in room 2805 had actually happened around midnight and the gunshot James heard when he knocked on the door was just an intentional trick? The murderer came up in order to confuse when Samantha Mayer had actually died. The murder itself. It would have been easier to kill her while everyone was confused by the fire alarm, and it would have been less likely to be caught. The murderer used the noise he intentionally made with the trick to mask the gunshot and confuse the person who initially discovered the scene. I think it makes much more sense to think that the bullet was fired first during midnight and at the victim's head and then later at the bed around 5:15. Let's forget about how the murderer could have shot a bullet at the right time and made this room look locked, at least for a moment. The murderer shot Samantha Mayer dead during midnight. Who could have shot her in a defenseless state like that, late at night inside the victim's own room? There is a clue that points towards someone who could have killed her, and it's amongst her belongings. What? Victim's belongings? Yeah, I'm zooming in on that. A charred fountain pen was found near the safe by the entrance. Hamal, I brought what was promised and if you be at the hotel bar. I think this is like the match because this umbrella was ordered by the officer, right? And she never went downstairs, so. The note she left for the person she was supposed to meet at the bar. The note she left on the memo pad on the table says Samantha Mayer met with someone at 11. She was supposed to hand over the promised thing. She suggested meeting at the hotel bar and she also had a cocktail umbrella on her. Excuse me. Last night, around 11 p.m., the victim went to the bar on the first floor of the hotel. Excuse me, I'm sorry if I'm interrupting anything. Oh, yes, me. What's wrong? I just heard you say that she met someone at the bar around 11 p.m. last night. Oh yes, I found out that Mrs. Mayer wrote something like that on the notepad here. You said nobody saw her on the first floor, but she did have the umbrella decoration from the limited offer cocktail on her. But the hotel bar, you see, we close at 9 p.m. What? The bar closes at 9? Yes, that's right. Around 11 p.m. all the bartenders would have clocked out. They should have by then. Yeah, I thought you should know. Huh, I see. Then she couldn't have gone to the bar around 11 p.m. This joke is getting better every minute. I guess our child prodigy detective here couldn't work out a real case like this, huh? I'm not a child and I can work this case out. Thanks to Mr. James, I believe I know what really happened here. Now that you're at the dead end, you're trying anything. The hotel bar is a place Samantha Mayer suggested. Since she isn't from the Summerset, she wouldn't have known the operating hours of the bar at this hotel. The important thing isn't where she met this person, but that there is evidence that she did drink with someone. This umbrella is used to decorate the Sunset Valley cocktail that the Hotel Clara offers, right? And what does that piece of junk have to do with anything? There are two ways she could have gotten her hand on Sunset Valley. She could have gone downstairs to the bar, or she could have ordered it through room service. According to James, it's probable that she went to the bar on the first floor. It closes at 9 and nobody downstairs saw her around. The only other way would be to order room service. But there were no room service orders from room 2805, so it must mean that Mrs. Mayer went to a different room and had a cocktail. But went to a different room? It would not have been a problem if she was meeting with a person who was also staying at the same hotel. It would have been more convenient that way without any prying eyes. So, since they knew each other enough to go to their rooms, the murderer could have killed her in cold blood without her resisting. Huh, so your memory isn't that good, I reckon. More than 30 people ordered alcohol through room services last night. How are you going to figure out what room it was of all those rooms, huh? We could check every single one of them. We don't have time to look through all of them. The murderer isn't an idiot. Of course he would have cleaned up after himself by now. You're right, officer. A meticulous criminal like this would not have left any evidence in his own room. Huh, do I really need to tell you about this pitfall? Knowing that one of the guests at Hotel Clara was the murderer is already very useful. It's possible to deduce where this murderer stayed using the other clues that we have on hand. What? There's more? Well, I actually know how the murderer got inside this room. I just ran an experiment to see if it would actually be possible. The murderer brought Samantha Mayer to his own room, got her drunk with a cocktail ordered with room service, then the murderer brought her to room 2805 and laid her on the bed. And then he operated the fire alarm around midnight in order to mask the sound of him shooting the gun at her head. Now, the murderer didn't pull the lever himself and crafted a device using a balloon, some dry ice, fishing line, and a thumbtack in order to pull the lever automatically. A device? An emergency hammer attached to the lever of the alarm with a sturdy fishing line was put on a balloon. Then the dry ice inside the balloon expanded and the balloon exploded as it touched the thumbtack stuck to the ground. The hammer would have fallen and with its weight and lever would have also been pulled. But why would the murderer do something ridiculous like that? It would be risky to pull the lever himself front to the room and then shoot a gun. An employee might have gotten to the second floor before he could make it inside room 2805 after hearing the fire alarm. If the employee noticed that it was simply a malfunction, he would turn the alarm off immediately. It would have been safer for the murderer to shoot her as soon as the alarm was stripped. So, that explains why the fishing line and thumbtack was left there. The murderer was sloppy and didn't clean up after himself. Sloppy. The murderer would have been quite pleased with himself that he got the job done. Nobody was confused because of the gunshot. They were busy trying to figure out why the alarm was stripped. The next thing he did was to fire the bullet again when James knocked on the room 2805's door. Like I said, at this point, the murderer wouldn't have been in room 2805. The murderer already knew how to pull an object from far away. One of the tools used to make the device that tripped the fire alarm during midnight was used to pull the trigger from outside the room. And that is... Okay, I didn't think of it like that's possible. Smoking gun. To pull the trigger, someone used a trick to trip the second floor fire alarm at midnight. The gun was shot, so well, that thing should be, I don't know, fishing line, but it wouldn't be automatically done then. I don't know, let's try to go with that. A fishing line which is thin, long, and sturdy enough. That's what the murderer used to pull the trigger after he saw James head to room 2805. That's nonsense. You think this is that simple? You can't just say he must have done this to frame someone. Huh? The fishing wire, yeah, maybe the fishing wire. God knows how. You saw that, but still, okay, let's say the murderer might have used it. But there isn't any fishing line in room 2805. The door and the windows were all locked. Where could that fishing line have entered and left the room? Your deduction is full of holes. It's in the toilet. Alright? So, all you need is evidence that a fishing line was used to pull the trigger in this room, yes? I don't need anything. I'm not going to listen to you talk nonsense without any proof. Don't worry, there's a clue that shows how the bullet was fired inside room 2805 and how it hit the bed. The clue shows the bullet's trajectory. What? What? Trajectory? How the murderer pulled the trigger inside the room. I think it was from the window. The bullet didn't hit here. Oh, I have to mark where it hit. Reconstruct the trick by selecting the right position. How the murderer pulled the trigger inside the room. Where did the second bullet fired in room 28 land? On the bed. First things first, the mattress where Samantha Mayer is lying on is where the bullet hit. The bullet travels in a straight line from the barrel, which must mean that when the trigger was pulled, the gun must have been at... well, I think at the window, right? This is not it. The bathroom probably then, right? No. Okay, then outside from the room. No. Where was the gun when the bullet was fired? Desk? Table? Can I go somewhere outside from here? Ceiling near window. A position should be higher than the mattress, and since room 2805's door and windows were all closed when it was fired around 5 p.m., this means that the murderer used a fishing line, which is the only object that could have passed through the narrow space left between the closed window and floated the gun mid-air. From which direction, therefore, would the line have been pulled so that the murderer could control the fishing line? The murderer pulled the fishing line upwards. Well, to the right. No? Down. Up. Right, the only place the gun could have been fired from is above. That way the gun could have been dragged to room 2805 and the fishing line could also have been controlled from above. The locked window and the gun that was fallen right next to it are the clues that reveal the truth behind this gunshot trick. The murderer tied a fishing line to the trigger and fixed the gun between the ceiling and the window. Even if the window is closed, there's still some room for a fishing line to go through. And if the fishing line is pulled again, it would have pulled the trigger. And the bullet it fired would have hit the bed. It wasn't necessary to wonder why the bullet was fired at the bed. The objective was to confuse the employee who rushed up to the room hearing the gunshot. It didn't matter where the bullet hit. There's no way the bullet would have hit the target in this way. The person who put this plan to motion and could have pulled the fishing line from above is the person who was staying at room 3805, directly above room 2805. It's you, Officer Gregory, it's you. Yep, I said that mostly almost from the mere beginning, right? Damn, why are you screaming? You crazy runt, cut your crap. You first strapped the gun from the room 3805 window with the fishing line and then stuck it between the room 2805 windows, didn't you? After you shot the gun, you would have pulled up the fishing line and then cut it with a pair of scissors to retrieve the wire. No wonder why the fishing line wasn't found in the room. But I already know that you intentionally dropped a few bullets on the floor and put a different gun in the bag because a gun just dropped on the windowsill would look suspicious. You wouldn't have known because you were in a hurry, but the bag was drenched with ink that leaked from the bottle. Ink? And if the gun is spotless, it must mean that someone must have put it in the bag later. Just like how the gun you put in her hand was as clean as her left hand. You brat! You think you can do anything because you're the sheriff's daughter? And remember what you said when you tried to frame James as the murderer. When this murderer came inside pretending as if he was the first one to the scene at 5:30, while the other staff were confused and panicking from the smell and of the blood and gunpowder in the room. This Sneaky murderer left the room 2805 key that he stole from Samantha Mayer on the table right here. Yeah, this basically pretty much gave me a hunch that he might be the one who did it. Only the first person who found the body could secretly leave the key at the scene and make it look like a locked room. Making the scene look like a locked room using the room 2805 key as soon as the door is open. You were so confident that James allegedly used that trick because you used this method yourself. So, like, why are you? You said you asked this question first when you first got to the scene. What did you say when I asked the staff who first found the scene if they have seen the key when the key entered the room? When they entered the room, you said you didn't have time to notice it, and nobody saw if there was a key on the table as soon as you lot got in here. You asked him if the key was there or not as soon as you got inside the room. And that was because you were worried that they might have noticed the key was missing from the room before the police got there. What? That's nonsense. You're crazy, there's no way. You had to find out if your final trick that would have made the room look locked worked, didn't you? Ah, so this crime was only possible because he was a cop. How? Actually, I have a question. Why did he not let us in the bathroom? Maybe it's because he filled the bathroom with ice. Huh? Ice? The third trap that would have confused people as to when the victim died after the first two traps. If he had put ice in the bathroom before any employees got to room 2805, the ice would have melted and the bathroom would be wet. And then, by the point the body was found, people would think that the victim just took a shower. But somehow, there must have been a mistake in calculating the time it would take for the ice to melt. It would have been strange to have ice cubes rolling around the bathroom after all. Oh, you were right, I guess this was also from the bar. Don't go inside, I told you not to touch it. Huh, you murderer scum, when are you going to start owning up to what you did? Do you have proof? You don't have any proof that I did it. If we search your room and find a fishing line, that will be proof enough. Then, should we head upstairs? Wait, you haven't given me a chance to speak. Shouldn't you give me a chance to speak? I know who did this, and I already did before you two came here. Please, go ahead, who did it? Alright, the murderer. It's TCS. I didn't do it, you idiots. What? TCS? What? TCS? How is TCS relevant to anything that happened here? Huh. Look at these clothes. The clothes? The labels are missing. Do you get it now? You should have by now. TCS killed her. Nope. The label is missing, but that's really it. You idiot, 10 years ago TCS killed a man whose clothes didn't have any labels on. Is he talking about Rusvik? His clothes were curiously missing any labels too. This woman was also executed by TCS for the same reason. And this locked room where it is difficult to find out the true murderer, only TCS, a master of unsolved crimes, would be able to kill a person that way. Forget about the locked room bit already. Detective Foster already found out who the murderer is. You killed Samantha Mayer. As if you lousy detective wannables can come up with anything useful. Well, we could go upstairs to room 3805 together to see if we can find any tools like fishing lines. If it turns out that I really made a bad judgment, I'll consider the possibility that TCS killed her. So, if you're really innocent, I guess you could show me upstairs? You insolent, how dare you? Huh, out of my way. What? Not so easy. What, he tried running away? Okay. My god. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Let me go. James, come here and empty his pockets. Every single one of them. Me? Who else here is called James? Come on. Found it. The fishing line. I knew it. Empty his jacket too. His jacket. Uh, Blue diamond? Uh-huh, so that's what Samantha Mayer brought. You won't get away with this. James, go get the other employees. Tell them we got the murderer. Okay. Damn. Phew. Was that it? Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, the blue diamond, I guess that was the promised thing. No, I mean that was cool, but still. How did you know everything happened and the trick? The fishing line trick? You saw it in the corridor too, Ben. Well, I did, I saw it. But just because you see something doesn't mean that you can figure out how it was used elsewhere. That takes talent. Deducing something doesn't take talent. It's more about how objectively can you view a situation. And the drive to solve the case. I think that's what matters. Drive, you say? I mean, you noticed something was inside his jacket. Well, that only makes sense regardless of whether he got the promised thing or stole it. He wouldn't have let something as important as that go. But is he even an actual police officer? Unfortunately, yes, I've seen him a few times at the station. Huh, a cop that frames innocent civilians of his own crimes. That's really messed up. Maybe I should have beat him up a bit more. Oh, the stand. You did that on purpose, right? Just to make me feel something. Huh? What are you talking about? I hit you with that stand and you're making a reference. Oh, the mansion thing. Huh. It's not something to laugh about. So you actually do regret that, huh? I'm just following the example of the greatest mind of our time, Detective Selen Foster. I'm sorry. Huh, forget it, Celine. I know what happened. That was the only thing around you could use, I guess. Okay, so where to now? We didn't see anyone who looked like the sheriff on the first floor. Actually, I thought I might go upstairs to room 3805. Room 3805? Where that cop was staying? What for? It's the murderer's room. I thought there might be some other clues there. I would like to see if my deduction was correct, too. I mean, you were correct. That's why the cop was waffling about how TCS did it because the clothes didn't have any labels on it. Oh, yeah, that. A bit about TCS too. This murder happened while the town was all shaken up by the fake articles about TCS and Scarlet Vest. Yeah, for a random person, it would look like 2 murders happened over 2 days. How he mentioned TCS was the real killer when he was cornered. I think that this case might have something to do with TCS. But can we even go inside room 3805? Wouldn't it be locked? The one who puts the room 2805 key on the table was Officer Gregory, right? And that was because he was worried that they might have noticed the key was missing from the room before the police got there. Yeah, that was the best part of this case, I guess. We could call it Selen Foster, the silent gunshot and the locked room key. Well, I know I said that just now, but I thought the truth might be a bit different. So the detective acknowledges she might have made a tiny mistake? I won't say anything if you won't take me seriously. I'm sorry, detective. Please continue. Anyway, I thought it would have been too risky for the murderer to let the employees in the scene without there being a key inside room 2805. Good point. He was really lucky that the 3 employees were all too confused to notice whether the key was there. And that's what Officer Gregory said. He didn't ask because of a stupid reason like that. He knew that it was stupid to not leave the key inside the room. Then how did he do it? There's only one key and the room was closed. So he changed the tag, right? The number with his own room's key and this room's key. How do you leave a key after the room has been locked? What did he use the fishing line and gun trick again? Well, I guess that would have been too challenging. The murderer was also a guest in this hotel like Samantha Meyer, right? But if the murderer simply left his own key in room 2805, his key, you mean the room 3805 key? Yeah, all the keys in this hotel look the same, so it's difficult to see what key opens what room unless you look at it carefully. So he would have thought whoever comes to the scene first would not have been looking at the key when the bloodied corpse is right there. He would have been caught out if any of the employees were like you. So that's why he asked whether they seen the key as soon as he got here. He was 90%, 99% sure nobody haven't, but he couldn't be 100% sure. Anyway, if that's what happened, doesn't that mean that room 3805 was kept unlocked ever since Samantha Mayer's room has been locked? That sounds about right. The murderer didn't go back to his room after he switched the keys out. Well, those little things are what I want to look for. I think this would be our only chance to take a look. Let's get going before the employees or the cops swarm the place. Good idea. Damn, okay, so it's saving. So I will be ending then the episode here and now because it's like 2 hours, something more or less like that. So I think, yeah, that should be enough for now. So thank you for watching and goodbye.